All right. As we continue our ventures with the USS Navajo, the crew is currently have just gone over the obscene Ferengi contract,
Mm-hmm.
and also figured out a way that they can land their runabouts without incident while keeping them safe and the medical supplies. So we're gonna head, I guess, start on the bridge.
Um, I I don't remember where exactly we were at.
You had just finished going over the contract that the
Mm-hmm.
Ferengi signed with, that they made with the colony
Definitely
for
some weird
supplies.
stuff. Yeah.
Um, you learned that another individual, Zarak, was um, instrumental in getting the colony to agree to the obscene terms that are in the contract. And because of this contract, it seems that trade with other cultures or other, merchants
Mm-hmm.
have kind of fallen short since they've entered into this contract.
Yeah. So it's pretty strong army contract that is definitely not very much in the colony's favor. I know we found some stuff in there that there were several fraudulent and like illegitimate debts in there, and fees for them saying that there was a problem, right? Like stuff like that. So definitely not good.
The question is whether the Ferengi will respond harshly or favorably if called out on any of these fraudulent
Right.
clauses.
I think your
Didn't
plan was to try to cut a deal with them, with the Ferengi guy, to be like, hey, I think your plan was to try to deal with them and be like, I know that things are a little sus, but we can figure something out. I think you also wanted me to look into Zarak and see if we could find anything useful
I
about him
think
in Federation
I think
databases.
that was I think that was the main thing in general. If it wasn't, I don't remember how clear I was here last week, but Azuria was suggesting we fight fraudulence with fraudulence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she was asking Commander Kaval how he felt about such tactics, and if he
Yeah.
was able, I think the plan was to find something or cough manufacture something about Zarek that would just invalidate the contract. Be like,
Right. Right.
hey, he's like his Federation citizen is X and Y, therefore here unto after he can't make a negotiation for an independent colony, so contract is null. Something like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Um, well, I guess that leaves the question: Can I look at Starfleet database and see if we have anything on this individual?
Um, Give me, let's go with reason con or security.
Copy. Okay. Reason security.
Difficulty would
Standard.
be difficulty 2.
Copy. Okay. Investigation is a focus.
Yeah, I'll take investigation as a focus.
Copy.
Can we know that? I think
Yeah,
we have to do.
definitely do. Yeah. I'll give you a threat. I'll give you a 3 die just to be safe. Copy. And,
Ship can assist with computers security.
oops. Oh well.
I should have mentioned that. That's on me.
No, it's all good. Somebody's got the ship, yeah?
I can roll for it if need be.
Sweet.
It was computers and security.
Yes, computers and security.
I am not seeing the roll button for the USS Navajo.
It is there. It is on the left-hand side. It's a yellow
the
button.
Perform task. There it is. Sorry, just
Yeah.
a little bit different than what I'm used to.
Yeah,
Computers and security.
Yeah, they kind of moved it. Well, it's different on the normal, but yes, computer security.
For the ship, is it using focus or is it using dedicated
It's
focus?
always a ship is always using a focus.
Okay, so not dedicated.
Yeah.
Got it. Rolling.
Well, you gain 1 momentum. I will do some typey.
Copy. I need to get a soundboard for Star Trek computer typing noises.
Doot, doot, doot. Working.
Yeah, pending.
I guess while you're typing that, Salak will tell the captain and say, "Captain, we were able to successfully simulate a plan to get the shuttlecraft down to the planet's surface with the medical supplies."
Is that so, Commander? With what margin of error?
Little margin of error. Initially, we were running into some problems. The pulse that Lieutenant Jorvin was suggesting that we use was successful, but it was also affecting the navigation systems of the shuttle. We've solved that problem.
Excellent work. I'm glad to hear it, both of you. Now at least we know that, regardless of what the Ferengi decides, we have a solid plan B up our sleeve.
We will have to time the event very carefully. It involves both venting warp plasma from the nacelles and issuing the pulse. While once that's done, issuing some kind of communication to the Ferengi to let them know that our ship has had a malfunction of some kind. A deception, of course, not an actual event.
I can think of little else for a better maneuver to test our new flight crews and your esteemed engineering crew, of course.
We'll stand by with this, Captain. We understand that this is considered a last resort should diplomacy fail.
Very good.
Due to the subspace buoys not being set up, it is taking a little bit longer than anticipated for the computer to give me responses. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Then, to hell with the computers, Commander. What can we speculate about having, let's say, a secondary contingency plan up our sleeve? What can we manufacture about this, Mr. Zarek, that could be useful in negotiation against the Ferengi?
Well, I'm getting some data back. He is coded as a simple freelance trader. No major outstanding warrants within Federation space, but he does have a litany of other grievances with other third-party merchants and trade groups. Perhaps we could use that to leverage against the Ferengi that he is not as trustworthy as he may seem. We could also use it conversely to put some pressure on him to give us all the information he can, or there's another merchant that he has some grievances with.
Is this individual on the planet's surface?
Yeah, Zarak was the guy in the colony that was like handling all of the like contracts kind of information with Grell.
Ensign, what is that?
We're receiving a hail, Captain, from the Ferengi vessel.
Hell, what is our position? Are we approaching the planet's orbit?
We are near the planet, sir.
Then I'm afraid your discussion will have to wait, commanders. On screen.
Captain, your vessel has come awfully close to the planet. I advise you turn around quickly, unless you wish to pay a toll.
Oh? Toll? Tell us more about this toll of yours, Daemon.
%60 of the value of whatever cargo you wish to distribute to the colony.
A rather standard price, I'd say. Daemon, I am willing to open negotiations, perhaps not for a toll, but some sort of equitable exchange in if you allow us to conduct our mission to completion. I was hoping you would allow us to perhaps come aboard and talk business properly.
What sort of business do you wish to discuss?
What else? What other sort of business is there? An agreement that benefits both parties and allows us to depart with mutual exchanged value.
I'm listening.
I'm not going to discuss terms over a hail, Daemon, but I do just wish to state that you know my intentions to continue my mission. I know of your intentions to enforce your own little toll, but if we were to meet in a more friendly environment, then you know of the Federation's reputation for getting along. I'm certain we could get along as well.
Getting along. More like strifling profits.
Is that what you think of us, Daemon? Would you rather go off of that assumption and cut off any potential profit you might be making? Or would you just allow me and my officers aboard and maybe, just maybe, you could come away from this encounter a little bit richer?
We'll meet at the governor's place on the planet below.
I think that's a most excellent idea. For now, we'll be entering high orbit and maintaining our position from there.
Captain, a suggestion if I may.
Hold a moment, Damon. She'll nod.
Oh, he cut off communications.
Great.
Ah,
Go ahead,
he's
Commander.
gone. I was going to suggest that the trader that we were speaking of, the one who had negotiated the contract with the Ferengi, be present when we meet with them on the planet's surface.
I think we can ensure that happens.
Are we planning on taking the shuttle down now, along with the medical supplies? We can fabricate some reason as to why our transporters are not working.
Probably would have installed some sort of sensor baffling on the shuttle. If I was the Daemon, I would scan the shuttle on its way down.
There would be a heightened risk if we attempted to send the shuttles down at the same time that we are beaming down there or potentially going down there to negotiate.
I
We
agree.
need to take care of this rapidly. The longer we wait, the worse the situation on the colony gets.
Right.
It might be-
So we use the shuttles to meet the Daemon and smuggle supplies down. While the captain keeps the Daemon busy, he distributes some supplies.
I'll remind you, he threatened to shoot any shuttles going down to the planet.
So he's expecting us to beam down to
So,
the planet,
yeah.
I
right?
part of me wants to call his bluff. He's a Ferengi trader, like openly, firing on a Federation starship is a pretty bold leap. But yeah,
I think it would be overly bold of us as well to openly defy him when he clearly stated he didn't want any shuttles departing our ship. Commander Solok, if you and Lieutenant Jorvan have confidence in your contingency plan, let's stick with that.
Would you like us to remain on the ship while you beam down to the planet's surface?
I would, at least one of you.
I can remain here.
Lieutenant Jorvan, care to see a Ferengi business meeting in person?
I'm not sure I've ever seen one of those, Captain, but if you want me along, I'm more than happy to go.
Let's see, what would an ANR see? It's like a telepathic black hole?
Probably the telepathy, but his other senses would make up for it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, because you see kind of telepathically in a way. So, yeah, it'd just be like this blank void thing.
There. Well, keep in mind with the Anar, it's a combination of the telepathy and all of his other senses.
what was his name? Hammer. Strange New Worlds was pretty epic. Great character.
Yeah, you knew he had to get killed off or leave the ship at some point because
Oh, yeah,
of the
right.
timeline. But I was really sad to see him go.
Yeah, no, agreed. It was such a fun build. And ours are great, man.
Okay, so who's part of the landing?
Yeah, Zuri will specify if Jorvan isn't like really raring to go, then both he and Solok should probably remain. Unless you as the player are wanting to go.
No, that's always the captain's decision. Jarvan's like, if you need me there, I'll go. If you miss out on the ship, I'll stay here.
Yeah,
That's always the captain's decision.
I'm definitely going, right? Well, that's not.
You're not getting away. You're not getting away. You're not getting off the hook. So yes, you're coming.
I don't want to get off the hook. I'm agreeing. Yeah, I'm like, there's no way I'm not being with you. Yeah.
Let's take Johnson, maybe, and
Yeah, I guess they could take supporting characters. That's true.
one other supporting character of someone's choice, I suppose.
Who
If
would
anyone
go?
wants, maybe the doctor.
Who would go down with the away team for a negotiation? Would you want another security person? Would you want a medical person?
unless we have someone like a supporting character that has some sort of business or law focus, then I guess the doctor makes sense. We could bring we could bring um Mao Zakul to help us decipher the contract in the first
That's
place.
true.
But
That's true.
That's true. That's
it's not
true.
True, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not it's not exactly her specialty. She just has stats.
Right. Right. It's gonna become her specialty now. I mean, this will be her next activation, right? If somebody brings her along, so then we can give her a focus that makes sense with it.
I did make a security person that was good with investigation and interrogation. So
Well, let's
I don't
bring
know.
them instead of Johnson.
He's a Benzonite named Marlowe.
Oh, I did
Cool.
not. Okay, that was another one you added. I did not get.
I didn't tell you about him. I figured you've made enough portraits of late.
That could
Does
work.
anyone want to bring, like, well, if Solok's bringing Marlowe,
You know what? It would make sense. It would make sense to bring the doctor because he is Dr. Iman because he is an expert in infectious diseases.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's definitely very true. Yeah.
but
and-
it's Jorvin who looks like they'll be playing the second supporting character. Who does Jorvin want to bring?
Well, I mean, again,
That's what comes
you're the
tomorrow.
captain. Who are you bringing? And then I'll pick one of the supporting
But
characters.
we are a table of players. I am not a captain IRL. You are a player who deserves your own choice to do what you think is enjoyable. If Azuri wants to give an order, she will. But if we're just discussing what do we want to do for fun, you have a voice.
Yeah, that's my voice, though. Is
Then bring the doctor.
Is letting the captain make the decision.
And bring the doctor.
That's why we have a captain.
So we've got me, Cap, Dr. Amon, and I guess we'll bring Mazakul. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, and I'll
No,
be
I think it was Marlowe.
yeah, either one. I can either
Oh,
be
cool.
Mazakul
Yeah, yeah.
or Marlowe. Either
Yeah,
one.
Marlowe would work. So Marlowe and Dr. Amon are the two that are up for grabs then.
And Jorvin, you can be Dr. Amon if you want because he's kind of in the science realm.
Nice.
That'll work.
I love Saurians.
And he's a Saurian. And the GM created that's a really good portrait.
Yeah, it really is.
Like really impressive.
Years of Photoshop abilities, so.
Oh yeah.
Photoshop is great.
Nice. Oh, is it the one from Discovery?
Slimes.
Yeah.
Let's
Linus.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
that's a great one. Yeah.
No, Star Trek is a copyright of Paramount. Any materials here that are used are yeah. So let's continue on. So you're beaming down, right?
Yeah.
GM, do we need to do a roll for beaming down?
No, but if
Okay.
you have to be beamed out in an emergency, yes, there will probably be a roll for that.
Judge.
Understood.
All right,
Excuse me.
You beam down towards just outside, essentially the building where the governor's office is at. It is this large. It's kind of it's a small city, put it this way. Probably the biggest place on the planet. So there's actually the governor's office is actually a high rise. It only goes up about 20 stories, and it's actually like the tallest building next to the medical center, which is nearby. So it's a fairly decent sized settlement. You guys would know that this is the population around here is around like 20,000, so it's decent size. Doesn't rival anything like you would see on Earth or any major worlds, but For a colony, it's pretty good, especially one that's only around about a little over a decade old. But before you beam down, though, actually, well, did you want to contact the governor before you beamed?
Yeah, I was gonna say before we could beam down, can we one contact the governor to let her know that we're coming, so she knows to meet us, and two, just make sure we have like the standard round of Starfleet like medical inoculations, because we are beaming down to a planet that does have a
So
sickness spreading.
the drugs are antiviral. Like they're a special kind of antiviral, so you have to already be infected with it for them to work.
Oh yeah, gotcha. I didn't mean like the ones that we're transporting. I just mean like make sure we're up on all of our vaccines and everything. But yeah,
That's standard procedure. So
okay, cool. Just wanted to double check.
plus transporters filter out known pathogens. When
this was our plan all along. We just get the daemon sick, then we win.
Right. Somebody go cough on that Ferengi. Like,
It's a good one there.
all right, nice.
Before we beam down, Captain, who would you like to be in command of the ship while you're on the surface of the planet?
I wonder who, Commander.
Based on your look, I'm assuming you mean me.
You are that. I think Solok is the next highest ranking officer, so yes, Commander Solok, that would be you.
Acknowledged.
But yeah, I think we definitely should call the governor to let her know. What was her name? Selena Torvik, right? Yeah.
She could also make certain that traitor, whose name I keep forgetting, would
Derek.
be present.
Yeah.
Be present at the negotiations.
We'll try. We'll see if our communication gets blocked.
Yeah.
It goes through. Surprisingly.
Governor, we there have been some developments up here. We've spoken to. Go ahead, Governor.
Yeah, the Daemon Grell informed me that you will be meeting him here at my office, which I'm told he just arrived.
Very good. I do have to apologize for commandeering your office with such short notice, but I believe we both agree this is an urgent enough matter.
Not only it'd be my pleasure to host this if it brings a resolve to this predicament.
Glad to hear it. Governor, we've been over the contract you signed with Daemon Grell, and we wanted to ensure that this other individual that was part of the negotiations, a Mr. Zarek, if he's available, Governor, could he be present in the negotiations as well?
I will send for him right away. He might arrive a little late, but I'll make sure he gets here.
Very good. Me and my officer should be arriving shortly.
I look forward to seeing you in person.
Navajo out.
Captain, the transporter room is ready for you.
Let's not keep them waiting. Commander?
Good luck,
Yep.
Captain.
Yeah, we'll head on down.
Yep.
Gather the lower deckers that are tagging along. Just have them meet us in the transporter room.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you made a portrait for that engineering officer. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Which
went
one?
through. I just didn't see the
Cool.
Thank you.
couple that got added.
Oh, yeah.
so-
Nice. Very cool. Sweet.
You enter the transporter room. Transporter says, "Coordinates locked in, Captain. I can have you beam down just outside the building to the governor's office."
Very well, energize.
Keep locks on us, please.
We'll do.
Let's see what happens.
No special effects.
We all disappeared. That's what happened. We were
Right,
dead.
yeah.
Awesome.
Universe by Q.
What happened? This begins our mirror universe arc.
Don't tempt me.
Where the Benzonite has a beard.
Yeah, exactly. Why does everybody have facial hair?
You entered essentially the essentially main government building. You take the elevators up to the office, and as you exit the elevators, you're greeted by a lovely woman sitting at the desk. Hello, the governor is waiting for you, along with our Ferengi guest.
Very good. We don't intend to keep them waiting. Thank you. Has the governor informed you we are expecting another human male to join us?
Yes, we have sent word to Mr. Zark. He will be here shortly.
What is Mr. Zark's role here in the colony, if you don't mind us inquiring?
He's a merchant. Actually been living here at the colony lately. He is local, though.
Can we ask if you know how did he get involved with negotiating a deal with Ferengi alongside Governor Torvik?
Mr. Zark, he helps actually negotiate more than just with the Ferengi. He's helped negotiate with other traders, though some of those traders' contracts have ran out. And then he usually brings in his own supplies, but due to some contract that he has with the Ferengi himself, that I believe he says he's not allowed to deal with the colony anymore. But from what I'm told, he is given compensation for that agreement.
Could we ask why the governor trusts him? Is he the only merchant on the colony? Is he perhaps the most influential?
I would say he's the most influential merchant, if not the only one, that decided to remain here. He is quite a charming individual.
What is your name, ma'am?
Miss Bottom.
All right. She's just like governor's
She's just a secretary.
Yeah, sure.
The merchant's not traveling in from one of the infected zones, are they?
No, he lives here at within the central city.
Very good. Thank you for your time.
If there's anything else, you're free to. And for some reason, I don't know why this undid that, but there's a door.
Door? Oh,
Is it a door?
yeah.
Oh, I thought
I thought I was going that way too.
It appeared.
Yes. Bop, 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 bop.
Captain.
Governor Damon, how wonderful to see you both in person at long last.
Yes, yes. I wish to hear what you have to offer.
Very well. In general, we did wish to offer any sort of supplies or services that the Navajo might provide, but first, in order to establish a basis for what could be considered an equitable exchange, we did want to discuss some things we discovered about the contract you and Governor Torvik have agreed upon.
Go on. The contract
Governor,
is legitimate. Just so we're clear on the matter.
I hope to be made more clear of that soon enough. Governor, sorry, out of character. Someone about to say something.
I think you're good.
Okay. I heard someone clear their throat.
Oh, that was me. Sorry, that was literally me clearing my throat. There was no intent. There was no intent behind that at all.
Governor Torvik, we did notice that much of the negotiations seem to have gone through a third party, an independent trader named Mr. Zarek. I suppose this is you're both well aware of this fact?
Yes, he's been instrumental helping us getting supplies to the colony. Damon's eye goes, he's quite cooperative. Agreeable trader.
Very agreeable, especially on your behalf, Damon. I am wondering how much Governor Torvik was aware of the exact terms and fine prints that were involved in the specific terms you and Mr. Zarek agreed to.
Governor just raised an eyebrow. Damon goes, she signed on this contract. I assume she read the thing in its entirety.
I certainly would hope so, and in any other circumstance, I might be willing to grant that on the benefit of the doubt. However, Commander Philheron, why don't you go ahead and detail some of the other business deals that we've discovered Mr. Zarek was involved in, and perhaps bring into question slightly the person's character and further his intent on negotiating on good faith.
Yeah, I guess I'll hand out copies. I guess if we brought some pads, we'll chuck it over to the governor. And be like, it appears that Zarak was very interested in giving us helpful terms to you and your party, Damon, as possible. It also appears that he was getting some kickback on your end for the part that he played in assisting. I'm unsure if you knew, Captain Grell, that Zarek has had unfavorable interactions with other independent merchants during his time. Federation records show that he has exploited them and have not been extremely forthcoming in his dealings. We wanted to let you both know that perhaps he may be playing both sides a bit, before he arrives. Oh, look.
Playing both sides. Quite bold words to say. Governor? Damon Grell, it's good to see you again.
Mr. Zarek, I presume.
Yes, I am Zark. Nice to meet you. And you are?
Captain Azuria Knox of the Federation Starship Navajo. These are my officers, I'll introduce everyone. Commander Thilveran, my first officer, Dr. Amon, and I don't know what rank Marlowe is.
Specialist.
Specialist Marlowe. And funnily enough, we were just talking about you, Mr. Zarek.
Sure, if there's any allegations that you're bringing forward, I can easily explain them.
We were, um, we were bringing to light some of the other business deals you've had with other traders in the region and nearby. We noticed that these deals of yours, Mr. Zarek, haven't been the most favorable, shall we say.
He looks there's like contract's quite clear.
Marlowe speaks up and says, the contract in question here, there are very favorable conditions in there for you specifically at the expense of the colonists. Now, this was only found by our team after very close and detailed inquiry into the contract. So how do you explain that? How do you explain how you seem to benefit financially from this contract at the expense of the colonists who are now under siege from these Ferengi?
Well, for one, I'm a merchant. Uh, Given that my agreement with Damon Grell here is that I have to, well, forego all business activity here in exchange for some monetary compensation for help with negotiations on this. So, yes, I expected to be paid and rewarded for my efforts.
It's not the point. Governor, will address you directly. Were you made aware when you put your seal and signature on these contracts of the fine print in question? I'll kind of quote the clauses of the weirdness of the blocking trade, the fraudulent, illegitimate debts thing, the thing of like, oh, if you talk about how a shipment's bad, then you get charged for it. Like, was she made aware of any of these things when she signed?
Surely Damon Grell thought that you were fully aware of what you were signing. Were you?
I knew that Zark was getting some kickbacks from this and though the exuberance of these prices to what we have and well what he claims we owe them doesn't match the contract.
You're saying that what you owe and what the contract says you owe are not the same thing?
Yes.
So there's
mhm.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so we can, there are illegitimate debts in the contract, right? And she's being charged illegitimate debts that are not tracked. Is that what she's saying?
Yes, that's what she's saying.
Can she produce reports of
She
this?
gave you her reports. That's what you looked at. That's what you found the exorbitant fees from was in her portion.
No, I know, but I want her to produce them here so that all parties involved can see the exact same thing.
She throws it up on a monitor.
Yeah, PowerPoint presentation.
Do the exorbitant fees violate the contract in some way?
Well, as you can see, Daemon, if these debts the colony owes you are in question, then that would mean your blockade is in question as well.
And that would mean the blockade is a violation of the contract.
Yeah.
Huh. I have my right to get repaid. All these debts have been, well, referred over and over again and have accumulated.
Uh, Daemon Grell, I am not disputing your right to receive some form of recompense for the services you provided, but my crew discovered these discrepancies after less than a day of going over the contract. I hope you're not suggesting that Federation personnel are better at business than Ferengi.
Heaven forfend.
Everything is in the contract. We have not
But,
violated it.
but that's exactly the point, is that we see here
The
that there are...
legitimacy of the
Right,
contract
yes.
is in question.
But she signed for and agreed to this contract. It must be upheld.
I disagree. I think that a different agreement should be arrived to now that all of us are here, present, and able to understand each other. Daemon, you know that the colony wants medical supplies. I want to deliver medical supplies. You're in a unique position to negotiate in good faith for once of what you can get out of this situation. But if you stick to these exorbitant prices that the contract has listed and insist upon its legitimacy when 2 out of 4 parties disagree, you know you'll be getting nowhere.
And think of it from this way, Daemon Grell. You know that the colonists cannot repay this debt. What do you plan to do? Starve them to death? Wipe them out? Let them die of this disease? And then where will you be? You won't get paid anything.
Working
They've
with
seemed
us
to
is...
manage on their own quite well and have this pandemic under control. I have faith in the governor to handle her people.
And I can tell you this pandemic is most assuredly not in control. Tell them, Doctor.
If the government of this colony was capable of controlling this plague, this pandemic, Starfleet would not be here. They have definitely lost control of the disease. They require Starfleet medical assistance, or they will be unable to pay because they will be unable to work.
Or they'll be unable to pay because they'll all be dead.
It is foolish for businessmen and loan sharks to penalize their clients in such a way that they are unable to work and pay, which is what seems to be happening here.
working with us at present, Damon Grail, is your quickest and best opportunity towards rectifying your problem. If we can work on our end to rid the colony of this sickness, you can work simultaneously at renegotiating the terms of the contract so that all parties involved can get some benefit from it.
And this medicine you wish to deliver free of charge to this people. What does it exactly entail? Is it a cure?
It is an antiviral agent that will uh, lessen the symptoms and over time cure them of the pandemic and make them able to work again.
Or may do nothing, and our people will still suffer.
The Zorian doctor tilts his head, looks back at the Ferengi, and says, "That would be inaccurate, Devon. My work is my work with infectious diseases is without question uh, some of the best in Starfleet. I guarantee the success of my work."
And think of it from a business and logic sense. Why would we travel all the way out here, deploy medical supplies to these people if it didn't work?
The Federation is not one to waste time with sending their starships. Dr. Amon is not exaggerating when he says that he is one of the best in Starfleet at dealing with infectious diseases. And our mission is very clear in assisting them.
What exactly is your... Where does your resistance come from, Daemon Grell? What is your point even for suggesting that the medicine wouldn't work? Daemon, I
Has
think
it
that...
been tested? From what I'm told by, well, the governor here, this is a new pandemic. Colony did not develop it. How could
Daemon, I thought
Starfleet
we were
develop
here to
it?
I thought we were here to discuss business.
We are.
The
I am
circumstances of the
questioning the
plague would be
validity of your
my...
goods.
I want to incite him. I want to even, insight or something. Like,
Yeah, what's his point? Like,
Insight command.
like,
Difficulty 1.
why the sudden interest in the why the sudden interest in the medicine? Does he have? Does it seem like he has some stake in the plague? Does it seem like the plague is important to him and the circumstances surrounding it are? I will ask for diplomacy focus.
Well,
No.
you're not asking questions. You're more like reading his body language.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe espionage. I'm asking,
ooh.
is he like, my suspicion is literally, is he secretly behind the plague in some way?
Mhm.
Dun dun
I'll
dun.
take that, but yeah, but I'll give you an
Okay.
answer related to the for something like espionage.
Sure.
But it is
Um.
difficulty 1.
Oh, not opposed.
He's not really hiding his body language. It's just he's a Ferengi, so it's a little bit
Gotcha.
awkward for you to kind of read him.
Um. Sure. I'll take. Uh. I'll show the momentum. Let's see what happens. Focus. And we're nice to. Let's.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Gain a momentum. Um, it doesn't seem like he's by his body language. He's not nervous about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much you don't think it's not something that he has something nefarious planned for it, but more maybe some sort of hidden opportunity.
Hidden opportunity.
Can I do a similar read on the guy right here? Basically, his body language. Is he sweating? Is he nervous? Is he, anything about him that would suggest that he's hiding something as well?
Uh, be an inside command roll.
Would you take lead investigator as a focus?
Sure.
Thank you.
I have to roll first, so.
Oh, sorry. This is
It's
opposed.
opposed.
I didn't know
Yes, it's
that.
opposed.
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
So with 2E, he needs to have 2 successes to win, right?
Yeah, but he's supposed to roll first because it is opposed.
Oh dear.
so then is he able to
He
spend
looks
to roll
calm
more
as a
die?
whistle.
Oh,
Yeah. So basically,
Wait.
what it is he's
Oh.
supposed to roll first, and I needed to have 3 successes to succeed.
right.
That
So
was the
are you able to spend another die in retrospect to roll again, since we didn't know it was an opposed
Uh,
task?
yeah, I'll reroll.
okay. Thank you.
So
So it's a 3. I guess I'll buy a die at that point with momentum.
Yeah.
And task with a focus. Oh, sorry, wrong. I rolled the wrong person. I just rolled the doc.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's because the doc is selected there.
right. Oh, weird. Didn't even. Oh, he didn't have anything selected.
it would
Got
be
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, so whatever. I mean, whichever rule you accept, GM, I'm
Well,
fine
no.
with either one.
Yeah.
Sorry about the confusion.
He's definitely nervous. But you're kind of having a hard time telling what he's nervous about.
Got it.
Starfleet sniffing around.
Like he's put on a good show by trying to remain calm. Like, it's not his first rodeo, but he's definitely kind of nervous about something.
The doctor wants to get the XO's attention, try to tell him something to the side quietly.
Okay.
Doctor, Commander, if the Ferengi won't back off on the fees, perhaps we should suggest that the merchant, in his generosity, pay the fees, or perhaps we let every colony in the region know about his negotiation tactics. His business that could cause his business across the entire quadrant to dry up. He certainly wouldn't like that.
Agreed. I think that if we can't get somewhere with the Ferengi, that your recommendation to pressure Zarak instead is a rather prudent one. Yes. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. If just curious to see how this is going to go.
Zuri, I suppose, not privy to the side conversation, is talking simultaneously. She'll continue being like, Damon, I am surprised about how the plague factors into this circumstances with your blockade. What would happen if what would it matter to you and yours if the cure were not to work? We would still pay you for access regardless of the cure's efficacy.
If you're willing to pay for access, then I will have no problem allowing you to distribute it among the people.
Good. Then let's renegotiate the price. Damon, we've made our position quite clear. We've made your potential to make a profit off of this situation quite clear. I don't see how being antagonistic towards each other benefits anyone. I came here without any knowledge of this conflict between the colony and you, Damon Grell. I simply wish to, if at all possible, depart from this situation as friends. Wouldn't you agree that would be a optimal outcome?
profitable friends indeed would be optimal outcome. As he smiles.
So, knowing what, in general, a Federation starship is capable of, is there anything me and my crew could provide that could uh, recompense you on the behalf of the colony, but in a fair and equitable manner?
He
Let me,
stops
since
for a minute
you're,
and kind of like confers with his two colleagues there.
I'll butt in anyway. Like, since if you paused at all, let me add one more factor to the mix. Simo. Um, before you confer with your colleague, I have to disclose something else. I am not simply a Federation starship captain. I am. I don't know if you're aware of uh, Beta Z politics, but I do have ties to the Eighth House. I could put you in business deals with a rather large portion of Betazoid nobility. If that seems interesting to you at all, I can say that if you're willing to open business negotiations with another party, we trade quite a bit in textiles and scents.
Interesting proposal. I will factor it in with our counteroffer.
Very good.
The doctor tugs on the exo sleeve again.
Yeah. Yes.
Commander, if the Ferengi insist on a percentage of the value of the medicine, then well, the medicine's value would be based on production costs. Since neither I or anyone on the medical staff actually are since me and the medical staff are all Starfleet officers, we don't get paid, so there are no labor costs. And I used the replicator to create. I created the vaccine to the replicator, which
The
again,
vaccine wasn't
no
created through the.
cost.
I'm going to stop you there for a second. Kind of remind you, the vaccine wasn't created through the replicator. It was synthesized through other means at DS9. Well, actually, it wasn't at DS9. Some other place, then was delivered to DS9. Um, it is a highly unstable, sort of, not unstable, but very sensitive, so it cannot be transported or replicated because of how the molecules are bound. So,
But the
That's why
point
we have to bring it down. Yeah,
the point still theoretically stands is in that Starfleet we don't place monetary value on the goods that we send to humanitarian missions, right? So
The production cost is still zero.
right, exactly, yeah. So as if he's trying to fight for some sort of weird percentage of this, it's a percentage of nothing. So yeah.
And
Alternatively, if they insist on a production of our profit, we got the vaccine without cost, and we're giving without cost, so there is no profit for which to give a percentage of.
Right. No, I absolutely agree. I also like whatever deal the captain may or may not be making with the Ferengi, like us giving the colony the medicine, I don't think should have anything to do with anything because that's our business, not his.
But right, Commander, I say it'd be if we can, it'd be fun to beat the Ferengi at their own game.
Well, I agree. It would be very entertaining. Let's make sure we can get to the winning point of the game first.
Damon kind of stopped conversing.
Uh,
We will allow you to distribute the medicine only 40% of it, and we will take the other 60% to sell back to the colony, or of our choosing.
Absolutely not. The medicine is the exact thing we are here for. That's not on the table. We are willing to trade other supplies and goods.
But your
I'm
ship has
certain.
nothing of value to us. Unless you're willing to give your entire ship, Captain. Which I don't think Starfleet will permit you to do such a thing.
Starfleet also wouldn't permit us to give you the medicine so that you could sell it to the colonists.
And we have already established that they are unable to pay these sorts of prices. Damon, please, I'm asking you to be reasonable here.
Think of the profit that you could potentially get if you are doing dealings with the 8th house of the captain's home world. That's a type of business that was not available to you until we showed up here today.
60-40. Final offer.
The medicine is not on the table.
Everything's negotiable.
No.
Consider what, if you allow these colonists to get sick and die, consider what that'll do to your reputation among the human colonies in this region. No one will do business with you. You're a considerably.
Consider what it'll do for your reputation among Ferengi. You have a unique opportunity here, and you're about to blow it, Damon Grell.
My people understand and know what the cost of business is. This is business. Zarek speaks up. Damon Grell, I will forfeit 30% of my profits in exchange if the captain agrees to give you 20% of the medical supplies, and the remaining can be handed down to the colony.
GM, would the remaining medical supplies be enough to treat the disease?
Give me insight medicine difficulty of 1.
Oh no.
I'll take the.
Wait, I might. Do I have a thing here?
He doesn't have a reroll. He's a fresh supporting character.
Oh no, yeah, he has to spend. Yeah, never mind. Oh wait, no, never mind. Oh no, it's injury precautions. Never mind. I thought it was complication.
While he was trying to find that out, he fell and hit his face on the floor.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that roll was unfortunate.
Yep.
I nudge the captain and I say, Starfleet's not going to agree to us giving medical supplies to these Ferengi for them to sell them. It doesn't matter what the percentage is.
Doesn't matter what Starfleet thinks. I'm not giving them a single syringe.
As it is, Captain, we may not have enough. The supply we have may not be enough to treat the pandemic across the colony.
Damon, I'll nod at the doctor and turn another frown towards Damon Grell. Damon, truly, I don't understand this sudden interest in the plague or your cure. If you want monetary value, we can negotiate that. Why the
Then
elaborate exchange of getting medicine so you can sell it to the colony? Is there something you want from the medicine itself?
it is a valuable substance, is it not?
To anyone with this specific plague, certainly.
A
Are
very
you acquainted with any other populations that are suffering from the same illness?
Not that I am aware of.
It is a very difficult product to sell with a short shelf life.
Then that makes it valuable.
It also makes it perishable. You have to
Right.
have the means and the tools to take care of it over a period of time. Otherwise, it will degrade and become less valuable, aka useless.
Do you have a Ferengi doctor on your ship that is an infectious disease specialist, Damon
Of
Grell?
course I do.
Wait, it's about a bit odd for a Ferengi marauder to be carrying around a specialist for infectious diseases.
I have offered repeatedly to help the colony with their disease problem. But they have refuted my offer several times.
What was your price for offering your help?
1,000 bars of gold plus platinum.
Right, of course. So you're already having issues with a colony that can't pay your exorbitant rates, and your solution is to offer them an exorbitant rate to fix the problem that they're having, and you're shocked that they're unable to pay.
Damon Grell, we've allowed you to confer for a few minutes with your colleagues. I think we're going to take some time to confer with the governor and Mr. Torvik as well. Gentlemen, let's speak here away from the Daemon and his entourage.
All right. Stay in the corner, you guys.
They walk over towards the bar and help themselves.
Fair enough. Governor, could you tell us more about the circumstances surrounding the beginning of this plague? And specifically, was Daemon Grell and his ship nearby when it began?
Our doctors don't. My chief medical officer doesn't believe that the Ferengi had anything to do with it. The Ferengi arrived a few days before you did, and they do their blockade.
When they arrived, how late were you on said payments?
Well, we've been deferring the payments for several months now, due to lack of resources. Sometimes he takes. We've been paying him through some of our mining operations here on the planet surface, and unfortunately, the mine has run dry.
Zarak, when you were a merchant, did you ever bring it to the governor's attention that there were going to be issues down the line, being able to pay the debts to Damon Grell? You were the one that appeared to know the most about the contract. Did you inform her that there were going to be problems with making the payments?
Before there would be some complications.
Some complications.
But if you were representing the colony in these negotiations, did you at least point out what those complications were? Or were you too blinded by your own greed?
Yeah, how could you be letting this happen?
You live here.
By the profits that you're taking from this and this contract, which is completely ridiculous. These people are dying. How do you live with yourself?
Look, I take no joy in watching my fellow colonists suffer and die. Believe me, this whole thing is a tragedy within itself. Like I said, like I offered to give up some of my portion to help give medicine to for you to deliver the medicine to the people.
But it's
You
not enough. It's not enough medicine, and you'll give up some of your profit, but not most of it, in order to take care of your own people.
you helped create this problem. So now the ball is in your court to fix the issue. You were there when they drafted the contract. You know it well. So I'm sure you know of ways out of this, correct?
And what do you think is going to happen to your business when the rest of the galaxy finds out that you're willing to sell out your own kind for profit?
Look, I'm not trying to sell to anyone, here. Give me I'm assuming this is intimidation, so present security opposed?
Sure. You want it from me or from the commander?
Oh, you've been doing the most talking, so
Yeah, can I assist?
yeah.
Copy.
you're the muscle. I'm the.
yeah.
It's not an interrogation, I guess. So I don't know if that would count.
Well, yeah, I gotta. This is opposed, so
It's opposed, so never mind. All right, so there's no. So I'm rolling just 2 die, right?
well, hold on. I gotta.
He sets it.
You said it. That's right.
Good luck.
5 successes.
5 successes, apparently.
Think here. Well, Captain, do you have anything against me taking that momentum to try this?
No.
All right, then I'm going to take it. Will you accept interrogation as a focus?
Yeah, this is definitely an interrogation.
All right. 3 die, so with a focus. And just making sure, yeah, it's Marlowe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impossible for us to succeed here, pal.
Yeah.
Well, he got a success, so the assist,
Yeah, I guess it does fire.
that's 2. Unfortunately, that's I think the highest you can get. Unless the captain wishes to give their determination to Mario, and I will allow
Mario?
Mario. Change the name. Change the name. His name's Mario now.
Marlo. It says Mario.
Mario, actually not a Benzite, but an Italian American strongman.
The L
It's
looks
me,
like
Mario.
the L looks like an I on my screen for some reason.
It does. No,
Here, I'll make it easier for you.
No.
There, I'll do this.
Anyway, for Morrow, you can give you can probably allow a spend on mission directive because this would kind of fall in that purview for him to do a reroll if the captain gives her determination to that supporting character.
Uh,
Because that is your ability.
Yeah,
I understand.
we're
Yeah,
pushing to
don't
try to get him to help us out with his knowledge of the contract.
I'm guilting him
Right.
into.
Yeah, we're pressuring this guy to do the right thing.
What's your security score?
4.
We need 4 successes. So we need 1 crit and 2 successes.
Mhm.
And I've just kind of been waiting to play the good cop at the end of this exchange. And I don't know. Do you guys think we should spend it here?
I mean,
It is
it's a tough role, right? I mean,
It is pretty
It is
tough.
a tough role. It is a tough role. If you're planning to be good cop, as I'm trying to put the heat on him, I totally understand that strategy.
Yeah,
And
so,
and I think Marlo would pick up on that. But
right.
sorry,
right.
go ahead, GM. You were going to say something.
So I'm assuming the rule stands then, from what the sound of it.
Let's talk about it a little more. Like, I might not need my determination. Do you?
Well, I'm just worried that if we fail this, like how I mean, obviously we're not going to convince him to help us from this angle, so there can still be another angle to push, which I think is your point, right? Is that you have the other side of the coin, right? So I mean, if you're confident in that ability,
I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think it makes sense to try here.
right.
Let's do it.
So is the idea here you give your determination? So am I re-rolling those 3 with determination? How is that working, GM?
I think that you're re-rolling all 3 of the die.
Re-rolling all 3 with.
You don't have to reroll all 3.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's true.
You should keep the one success.
Keep the one success.
So
yeah.
re-roll
Unless you want to try and crit fish, but that's just a question of luck.
Yeah. Right.
So GM, am I re-rolling the 2 with determination? Is that how this is working? You might have stepped away.
I think so. I don't think you check it on this sheet, because I think when you check it on this sheet, it will automatically give you a 1, which is not.
Yes.
No, you don't do that.
So that's what I'm asking. So it's basically you're giving your determination so that way I can re-roll the 2 non-success rolls essentially. And what we're hoping here is that one of those will be a crit. Roll.
Right.
Okay.
And you do have a focus, so
I do have a focus. So I mean, the only thing here is that it is a. I think he said it's a presence security. His presence is not the greatest in the world.
Right.
His insight is fantastic.
It's fine. We need the crit. That's kind of the thing that matters. So it's your security that matters most, not your presence.
Got it. You want me to wait for him to come back, or should I?
I guess since we don't.
I'm going to take the opportunity to AFK bit as well. I'll be right back.
No problem.
I'm here.
Yeah, this feels. Oh,
you're here. Okay.
Oh,
yeah. We couldn't hear you.
What? Yeah, we couldn't hear you at all. We were talking to you.
We could not hear you.
Weird. I was just waiting for you guys to discuss all this. So.
Yeah, I was asking you a question. I was asking you questions about it. Were you answering them?
I probably wasn't. I probably the mute button didn't probably go off. So.
Oh, gotcha.
So basically, by using his determination, I'm re-rolling the 2 unsuccessful 2 die with a focus.
With a focus.
All right.
I believe in you.
Into a complication.
All right. Cool.
So
thanks for the belief.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take that compass 2 threat. So that is unsuccessful, but
that's crazy.
He gets 2 personal threat back. How dare you insist that I betray my colony and try to undersell them? I'm a legitimate businessman.
But you approved the contract. It is very
Have you
clearly
ever dealt with a Ferengi, Commander?
Briefly, but I would never betray my own ideals to approve a contract that is not in the interest of the people that I represent.
As long as the colony paid, everything would be fine.
But it was very clear, according to the contract, that they were not going to be capable to pay the exorbitant fees that were here. And the contract also is filled with things that are completely fraudulent and not correct fees. So what is your excuse for that? That they should pay the not correct and fraudulent fees as well? Just because they could, right?
With all due respect, Governor, if we can find a way to pay a portion of the fee, I will negotiate with Grell to be lenient on some of these fees and ask for a referendum. Can't talk.
We also
Avon
haven't
Grell
gotten
is very... he's a businessman. Look, he's tough, but he's in it to make money. It's the whole entire Ferengi philosophy.
Unfortunately, Mr. Zarek, he seems to be more after the medicine that's in our cargo bay.
It's because he sees it
If
as
you're
profit.
if you're willing to recompense the uh, colony's debt in the form of latinum, could we make some sort of agreement instead? I'm not going to pay the daemon any sort of amount of the medicine we have, but we could come to some sort of agreement where we could recompensate you for any cost you're willing to take on the behalf of the colony.
And what do you wish to offer me in exchange for this
Uh,
service?
I could see if Starfleet is willing to simply reimburse you for the latinum spent. You would have to accompany the Navajo back to Federation space, of course. But I think you could find such a trip quite um, agreeable.
If you assist a Federation vessel, there is the potential that you can be seen in favorable light in Federation dealings in the future.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough latinum to cover a tenth of the colony's debt.
Then we will certainly have to talk him down from his initial asking price.
I'll negotiate with the demon. Um, see what I can come up with. Uh, excuse me, Captain.
Oh, I'm coming with you, Mr. Zarek.
It's like you have tried strong arming him. I don't know if that's gonna work this time around. He's a finicky fellow. Let me handle this. I've
Me, strong arm. Oh, you wound me, Mr. Zarek. I stated from the start I only wish to develop friendly repertoire with the Ferengi, and I think this is a wonderful opportunity to have a fresh start. Let's go.
uh, as you wish. You sense he's really nervous. Like he's hiding something.
Yeah.
Damon Grell. Mm. Ah, Mr. Zarek. I've come to negotiate on our resell our terms on behalf of the colony. Uh, I'll pay you 1,000 bars of gold plus latinum. In exchange, you'll allow the captain of the Navajo here and her crew to deliver the medicine. Um, I would also like to, with that in exchange, renegotiate the debt. Clearly, there's been some discrepancies within what has been delivered and what has been paid. You dare to renegotiate on this deal? Ha!
He dares to offer fair price. I think that's something that was sorely lacking with this entire situation. Damon Grell, I would be quite overjoyed that the possibility of uh, a successful deal is just within your reach.
Damon, please. This is best for all parties involved here. Does the captain wish to add anything else to that?
Um, there's no trick here, Damon. There's no double speak. We're not trying to rob you of what is yours. We simply wish to pay you something that is within the realm of possibility and is within the realm of fair business with all respect.
Uh, Rule of acquisition number 285. No good deed ever goes unpunished. Damon Girl. Fair enough. If you're willing to pay, now I will, the 1,000 bars of gold pressed latinum, I will allow the Navajo to land her shuttlecraft to deliver the medical supplies. And we'll renegotiate terms for the debt. Of course, I look forward to that.
Wonderful. I knew you were a man of wisdom, Damon Grell. I'm glad to have my suspicions confirmed.
Well then, our business here is done. We'll convene this later, Zark. And they kind of just leave. Oh, if excuse me, Captain, I need to empty my bank account.
Feel free to contact us whenever you would like, Mr. Zarek. I was serious about my offer to possibly recompensate you for your assistance.
I trust you'll make good on that offer, Captain.
She'll nod. Now I have some business. I have some work to do as well.
Captain, what happened?
The Daemon has agreed to allow us to land our cargo, and Mr. Zarek's pockets are a considerable amount lighter for it. Commander Thilfaron, please contact the Navajo and instruct Commander Solok to get the shuttle ready with a normal landing procedure, to be clear.
Of course. I'd be happy to beam back and get everything sorted.
Captain, just one thing. I was a private investigator for years in my home world, and now I apply that trade here to Starfleet. I've seen lots of dirty deals, and I've seen lots of sketchy people. This contract, if it remains in place, is going to continue to cripple this colony, and they're going to be right back where they started if we just let things stay the way that they are. I know we've resolved the initial problem of getting the medical supplies down here, but this contract that the Ferengi have over them is crippling them.
There is an intention to reconvene and rediscuss the terms of the colony's debt. I intend to see what comes of that in the future.
Maybe if we could possibly have a Starfleet negotiator there as well. It shouldn't just be negotiated by that guy. Governor, would you agree with that? This contract is stifling the life and the productivity and the evolution of your colony here. Things can't go on the way they are.
Yes, I would agree, but I feel powerless to do anything at it at the moment. Clearly, we don't have weaponry to take on a starship.
But contract should have a provision for either party wanting to get out of the contract. Is there such a provision in the contract? Perhaps.
Perhaps that can be renegotiated. Arbitration. The Federation could act as a neutral party.
I'll remind Mr. Zark about new negotiation terms on that.
I think my specialist's point, Governor, is that Mr. Zark has proven less than reliable in the past. If there's no one else you trust among your colony, can one of us stand in to negotiate on your behalf alongside Mr. Zark?
I think that would be very wise, Captain. If you don't mind doing the honors for us.
We can find a specialist on the ship who knows and understands negotiations of this kind. They can help you.
Very well, let's do just that. For now, let's ensure that this cargo is delivered safely, and going after Mr. Marlowe's wisdom, I don't think we should fully trust that they're willing to... Let's have some precautions in place to ensure that our shuttle arrives unharmed. Governor, if you'll excuse us.
Navajo to landing party.
Landing party here, Commander.
Captain, we have the shuttlecraft ready for dispersal onto the planet's surface.
Very good. When the shuttlecraft departs, ensure that you have the Navajo in place to provide any emergency protection that might be needed, just as a precaution, Commander. In addition, the landing party will be beaming back up shortly and will join you on the bridge.
I take it then your negotiations were successful.
At least the first part of it, Commander, yes.
So no need for the other option that we had discussed.
No need for such drastic measures as of yet.
Save it in the ship's file just in case we need to use it later.
Understood, Commander. Captain, the ship is ready to beam you aboard.
Energize.
The
doctor assumes planet sizes. He's about to get busy.
Yeah, no kidding.
What was that?
Doctor's about to get busy. I'm gonna definitely go with the shuttle for sure.
So assume the doctors as well.
Yeah. We can fit all of it on one shuttle, correct?
I think it had to be multiple shuttles.
Multiple
Gotcha,
runabouts.
Yeah, which we all had ready in the hangar bay. Like all of the stuff was there, along with the appropriate medical personnel to distribute and inoculate people.
Gotcha.
Not inoculate, but
Right.
deliver the medication.
Distribute.
Okay, cool. So
And
go ahead.
again, as a precaution, Azuria will detail to Solak, like, let's keep the Navajo still close in case we just need to emergency body block.
Understood.
Let's not do anything drastic like the flashbang, but you never know.
I'd say,
in case the Ferengi decide to change their minds.
Right.
Indeed.
Or as the Ferengi say, in case they try to engage in a new business opportunity.
I have altered the deal. Pray, I do not alter it further. Then we'll gather the appropriate medical personnel and some security folks to be with the shuttles, however many it takes.
Captain, I'm curious, how were you able to convince the Ferengi to allow us to land the medical supplies on the planet?
With great frustration and difficulty, Commander.
Was the trader that we identified able to help us in any way?
He was quite central to it. For some reason, the Ferengi insisted on attaining a portion of our medical supplies. The trader offered to pay them in latinum instead. So a deal has been struck that the trader will reimburse the Ferengi with latinum, and we will reimburse the trader in the future.
Interesting that the Ferengi would want the medical supplies. I assume they wanted them in order to sell them at a higher price.
Presumably, I am worried that their motives might be a bit more complex than that.
Indeed. Very interesting.
Commander Thelfaron, what was your read on the situation, if I may ask?
I think that we handled it well enough. I was worried that we were going to have to make an unfavorable deal ourselves, but the way that it played out, at least for now, if things move smoothly, Starfleet, I'm sure, will be happy to assist Mr. Zarak in compensating him for his assistance on this interesting mission that we have found ourselves on. But I do not trust the Ferengi at all. I'm sure that they are working behind the scenes to make their deal more favorable in the end.
That would be quite logical, Commander. Ferengi trustworthiness is not known throughout the galaxy, but their consistency in trying to find new ways to make money is often consistent.
Precisely. I think it is good that we are able to complete at least this portion of our mission. What do you intend to do with the colony once we have given them the supplies?
Well, we're in touch with the governor, and I assume, Mr. Jorvin, we're tracking the Ferengi's ship's activities. If there's any sort of transport to suggest another meeting taking place, I want to be aware of it so we can be involved.
Someone can give me insight security or engineering. Difficulty 2.
I could do insight engineering if you want, unless you want to do insight security.
No, I think it's more fun if you do an engineering role here, honestly.
Well, who's
So
ever
this is-
monitoring the sensors?
Yeah.
I guess that would be Jorvin. I guess that would be him.
It's true, yeah.
The ship will assist with sensor security or engineering, depending on whatever the primary
Sensor.
role is.
Yeah, I'll do the ship with the sensors engineering.
You said it was control engineering, was it, GM?
Insight engineering.
Remind me, difficulty 2, yeah?
Yep.
Sensor operations is the focus.
Sure.
Nice.
And I'll give you a threat for a third die.
Nice. Nice.
Now we get our 5
Where
successes.
were those earlier? Yeah. Good momentum now.
I think it's 3 momentum.
3.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, it's fun to have an adventure with the Ferengi involved.
Yeah. They're definitely underutilized.
Captain, the Ferengi stayed on the planet. They never been back to their marauder.
Ops, can you open a channel to Governor Torvik?
The governor appears on the screen. Captain, is there a problem?
Governor. Perhaps. To be clear, the Navajo is preparing to disembark our shuttles now. They should be arriving within the hour. But it's come to our attention that the Ferengi have not departed the surface of the planet back to their ship. I was wondering if you had any means to know the location of Mr. Zarek at this moment.
He left the building. I presume he went back to. He owns a merchant shop within the city. I'm assuming he went back to there.
Commander, I'll look over my shoulder. Commander, I don't believe it would be wise to leave. Commander well, I'm thinking of Battlestar Galactica all the time. Mr. Zarek alone out of our sight at a time like this. Wouldn't you agree?
Agreed. He now owes a great debt to the Ferengi. When I head down to the planet with the medical supplies, I'll try to get in touch with him to give him a security detail.
Sir,
I think
is there some sort of problem with him? Or
is the governor asking?
yes.
I'm just concerned that some sort of deal might be struck again without without you or I knowing about it, Governor.
I see. He he gets the sense she's deeply concerned.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that?
You just sense, like, telepathically, she's now deeply concerned.
Okay.
And almost feels kind of betrayed.
We'll see what we can do to keep in contact with Mr. Zarek, and if anything happens, we'll be present, Governor.
Of course.
Navajo out. Commander Thilfaron, I believe I should accompany you down to the surface as well aboard one of the shuttles.
Very well. I'm sure that you would insist either way.
You would assume correctly. Now, let's not delay any longer. Let's go.
Hut, 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 hut.
I can sit in the chair again.
Commander Solok, make sure the Marauder doesn't do anything ill-advised.
Yes, Captain.
Nice. All right.
Don't worry, Commander Solar. I got my eyes on him.
An interesting choice of words, Lieutenant.
That's awesome.
All right, let's get down there.
Sorry, I'm just dragging a new map in.
Oh, copy.
I just didn't expect you guys to, to go this way, so it's okay.
if you need me to play another character, I can be the nurse character that goes down with the doctor.
Probably not gonna do anything with the medical stuff, to be honest. So
Oh, nice. All right.
I never really planned on it because you guys don't have an actual doctor. So who else is going down?
Garal is an obvious choice, or maybe another pilot we have.
No, I meant to where Zark's at. Who's being?
I know. I'm just throwing out other supporting characters that would be coming and could possibly be part of the scene.
I am. You know that. And then narratively appropriate supporting cast for the crews of the other ships, right? Like we don't have to.
Well, who will be outside of like the going to where Zark is at? Is what I'm asking.
Who will be not
Out,
going to where
outside.
Zark is at?
Well,
What
who'll
do you
be
mean by
going to
outside?
Zark? Yeah, outside of the
I think myself, I was gonna go check on Zarek, right? Was the captain? Were you gonna want to go and do that as well, or?
Absolutely.
So I guess us, and then we let the rest of the Starfleet crew handle distribution of the goods, right?
I suppose.
And then if you two want to bring supporting characters, by all means, I think security would be correct here. If you wanted to bring what's his name, Mario again, or Marlo?
Mario.
Oh, shit.
Stop calling him Mario.
Yeah.
Is the captain going down on a shuttle, or is she beaming down?
It would probably make more sense to beam.
I guess whatever works.
Yeah, if you wanted to get like directly to him to look into him, that's probably a quicker way.
I don't know how slow a shuttle is. Isn't it just a short hop down there? Because like, I don't know.
I mean, narratively,
really
it'd be like you really do it mostly falling, so it's probably like a 5 to 10 minute flight down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like how fast like the space shuttle entered the atmosphere. So
Right. I mean, if you're worried about him being like threatened or like some sort of threatening thing going on, then I mean, beaming down is definitely quicker to try to track him down, right?
I suppose. I didn't want to appear alarmed. I suppose. I didn't want to be like, oh
sure.
shit, emergency, we need to go. I wanted to be like, oh, we came down with the medical supplies and we figured we'd drop by your shop.
Gotcha.
Well,
you were coming down on the shuttle already, so.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna go down on the shuttle just to make sure that everything is fine on the surface when we get there, and then I was gonna,
Exactly.
I guess, go and track down Zarek if we wanted to.
Yeah, kills
yeah,
two
yeah.
birds with one sword. With one.
Let's
Well, if you're going to go down on the shuttle, then I will take the Tellarite pilot. Then
Nice.
And I'll just be Marlo.
There you go. Copy that.
Right, let's go.
that'll give us a second activation of Goral.
Nice. True.
Well, then I'm not gonna make a roll for the shuttle ride because there's really no interference on it. So, but yeah, nope. Land the shuttle perfect at the landing pad, and you guys depart. roughly takes you probably about 15 minutes to get to where Zark's at. Um,
Okay.
and you guys find yourself in a warehouse.
Ooh.
Now, is this like a well-known warehouse? Is it like attached to a business of any sort?
Yeah,
How do
it's
we find our way here?
like, well, I'm sure like Jorvan gave you the coordinates.
Okay, gotcha.
Or well, it would probably have been the governor who would have given it to you. I'm just trying to speed some things along
Sure,
because we're
sure.
short on time, and I want to finish it today.
Right. No, I just wanted
So-
to make. I didn't know what type of warehouse it was, but copy that. Yeah. All right.
Sure, that works for value.
As we enter, do we hear anything?
Talking. My question is: are you guys being sneaky, or are you just casually walking in there?
We hear. Do we distinctly hear Ferengi voices? Like
Be a
the whole.
Insight.
Well, we can see the Ferengi right there.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, I mean it's right next to the guy. He's right up here.
You can. Yeah. I don't think
So-
we can't from our position, but I think yeah, where you were, you
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
I'm a few degrees to the right.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Did not update his token. Like when I made the token, it had a different name to it, and then I changed it.
Fascinating. Gotta love VTGs.
I should update properly. Hopefully. Anyway, like it's probably not going to matter anyway after this. So yeah, you hear talking and a little bit of sounds like fighting, like
Fighting?
verbally fighting, yelling.
Okay. Since we're narratively still at the entrance, could I like say we have an advantage or create an advantage that we had like another red shirt or two other red shirts with us alongside Marlowe? Like Marlowe's just a specialist, so like we grab. It was like we just happened to grab
So
three
you wanted a
security guys
team?
along.
If you're one, that is a momentum spend plus negative threat.
Plus, what is negative? What do you? You'd
It's
like
an
me to add threat?
opportunity. It's an opportunity cost plus an escalation cost for a security team.
How much?
It's one momentum, and I get a threat for the security.
Yeah, I wanna spend that so that I want to be able to just tell the red shirts to like take positions in the perimeter, like to cover us in case of anything. Like I don't necessarily need them with us. Does it sound like a good spend for everyone?
Makes sense
Yeah.
to me. And Marlowe's a security officer, by the way, or a security
Yeah.
specialist.
I get it. I know, but I don't want to exclude you from like the talking.
Oh,
Like I just want people on Overwatch, right?
got it.
Does that still work into like it does in 1E where the security team creates a trait that lowers difficulty in the situation?
Yes, it's essentially like an advantage. So if they're being used, you have to specify what you want it to be used for.
Right.
So if you're just ordering them to guard, they'll guard and then notify you.
Yeah, that makes sense. It'll mean like we have extra defense basically on our rolls, right?
Yeah.
Like -1 difficulty to defend or take cover or stuff like that.
Well, they'll be outside the perimeter. So, but if you're wanting like them involved in the activity, then you have to specify. Like,
Oh no, I didn't want them outside the building. I wanted them like here and like climb up on that crater crate and like just cover us in
It's
case
like an
anything happens.
Overwatch
Exactly.
situation. Sure, yeah.
then they'll lower the difficulty by one if you're
Cool.
shooting.
Cool.
I had a token for that and I can't find it.
Sometimes I'm convinced that Forge eats tokens.
Sometimes,
No,
yeah.
Nom nom nom.
I went through and I put stuff in compendium packs that I made, so the game would load faster for people of tokens and stuff I wasn't using anymore. So, and I don't know if I put it in there accidentally, which might be a thing. I'll just remake it because I don't have to put stats on it because it's just an advantage team.
Captain, I think I hear the sounds of polite conversation ahead.
Indeed. Uh, Sounds like the opportunity is right for us to introduce ourselves.
Lead the way, Captain.
Just want us to walk up and say howdy.
I
Of
think
course.
she wants you guys to be back there and guard and overwatch.
No, I'm
I want to
walking-
ironically glance at Ensign Redshirt up there and be like, "Of course. What exactly do we have to fear, Commander?"
There it is.
I'll yeah, I'll go with you. Boo-doo, boo-ba-doo.
Ba-doo.
Here we come. Plip, 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 plip.
Sorry,
Oh.
somehow I had more than one token selected.
All right.
Zark, what is this?
My, are we interrupting something?
You betray me. We had a deal. No, this isn't what it looks like, Damon Growl. Kind of backs away. He draws. Frankie pull out their disruptor pistols.
Damon, Damon.
Let's not get too hasty here.
We were dropping by to pay a visit to Mr. Zarek here after unloading our medical cargo. There is no need for violence. Perhaps you could simply explain what's going on here.
We
Even
were
someone with
collecting
low
our money. Yeah. It's over here. I was getting it for you.
We had no intention of getting in the way of this. By all means, continue.
And he sort of walks over to this crate. Enters
Put your
in
disruptors
some.
away.
Oh no, they keep them out. And he opens it up, revealing multiple, essentially some art, looks like paintings, artifacts, a lot of, stacks of bars of gold plus platinum. Uh, you're, money's here, just be meant to collect. And he goes inside and starts collecting the latinum.
Cool.
You're awfully jumpy, Damon. Honestly, I really hope we can find some way to trust each other going forward, especially if we're going to be negotiating the terms of the colony's debts at a future date.
His attention turns to you. Of course.
Well, I'm glad, and I'm certain you'll be in a much better mood once Mr. Zarek delivers on his initial payment.
Yeah, do they still have their disruptor pistols out?
Yep.
Damon, why don't we put the weapons away? You're gonna make everyone nervous.
Carl, give me an insight security opposed.
Okay, who's rolling first, me or you?
I am. Just F1.
So it's not 5 this time.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, unless there's objection, I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum for a third die here, just because this isn't really Geralt's stick.
Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
All right, gain 2. You notice while Zark is, he looks like he's gathering the latinum, but you see him reach over for a phase pistol and draw it, and he's getting ready to take aim. Do you do anything?
When Geralt sees him do that, he will attempt to tackle him.
It's gonna be opposed security, or well, yeah, daring security opposed. So Zark's gonna roll first. I'm gonna spend one of his personal threat. Your difficulty's 2.
Who was he aiming at? Can we tell?
This is all happening in the moment. So
Man, he's got some pretty low security skill here. Unless there's objection, I'm gonna spend 2 momentum and give the GM another threat, so I can get 2 extra dice.
Yeah, go for it. Nice.
all right, you tackle Zark to the ground. I'm just kind of gonna do this in motion here.
The small lobe Ferengi were right to distrust this one.
Small lobed Ferengi, is that what you said?
He's a Tellarite.
No, I think that's correct. I couldn't quite hear you.
His shot goes, misses Daemon. He's like, "Rawr!" And we're gonna be in combat.
Is there no chance for me to talk the Daemon down?
Like, relax, everybody.
Well, you guys get to go first, just so you know. So you have a chance to. But it is a combat situation.
Do I see Garrel has him? Like he's on, like big man
Yes.
Tellarite is on top of small man human.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll just. Yeah.
I'd like to try and go first, unless there's objections.
You're the captain.
Yeah,
Go
for it.
first.
I mean, I'm not going to shoot, so that's my thing.
Right.
All right.
No, but the president's command us out of this fight. Go for it, man.
Yeah. I definitely want to like step in front here, and be like hold out one hand here while like looking here. You know what I mean? And be like, Damon, my man has it. The threat is down. Please, there's no more need for retaliation. And like my hand is also like on my phaser. I'm not like totally like being all everything's cool. It's just like let's not fire anymore. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed what?
You're rolling President's Command.
Okay.
Your difficulty is 4, apparently.
Okay. I have diffused the tension, so I may add a bonus d20. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
For free.
I will use diplomacy, and I will buy an extra die with 1 momentum. I think if the diffused tension is completely free, right? Or is a second dice?
The cost goes up, yeah. So the second dice will be 2 momentum.
Okay, so
Can you split it like 1 momentum?
1 momentum with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will do that thing.
Right.
Yeah. Command presence. Let's do it. Is that right? I didn't do it right. Can I roll one extra die?
Yeah, roll one extra. You're supposed to. Yeah.
Um, shit.
Ah,
Didn't quite make it.
do you have anything that lets you reroll?
Spent my value.
Yeah. You could
Nope.
always challenge a value.
Could I?
Oh wait.
If you're wanting to gain determination, you can challenge a value, but it has to go against that value.
Okay. You know, I am going to not challenge it. I'm going to like ask for complication. I'm going to like
You want to succeed at
like
cost?
no, I want to cite my value of walk fabulously and carry a type 2 phaser in the fact that I am challenging that value and accepting a complication of an increased difficulty during a fight. Does that make sense to you? Like that's I'll take a complication in exchange for a determination point. I hope I'm making sense. Are we on the
I
same
know what
page?
you're saying. It doesn't
Okay.
really work that way.
Why?
When you challenge a value, you strike the value out.
No, but you also have the option to take a complication for the value.
Yes, that's if I give you the determination, because that's the value that you're going with. Like I say,
Oh.
Sorry?
one sec.
Yeah, I know what the captain's going for, but I haven't done it so long. I forgot the mechanic.
Essentially, you can tap a value positively or negatively. If you tap it negatively, you have two options. You can strike it out and not be able to use it for the rest of the adventure, or you can exchange it for a complication and exchange a complication in exchange for a determination. That's my understanding. As per the player's guide, I don't know if 2E changed anything.
See, that only works against the directive, not your value, personal value.
Where does it say that? Is
Directives
this a
can be
2E thing?
challenged. So the way it reads, this is on page 87 of the 1E core rulebook. Because I don't have 2E references for this. Okay. Once during a mission, if a character has a value that could be affect a task or situation negatively, they may challenge that value. The character immediately gains a point of determination, then crosses the value out, meaning it cannot be used again for the remainder of the mission. If the character has two values that apply to the situation, one positive and one negative, then the character may then apply both values to the situation, challenging the negative value immediately, spending the determination with the positive value. At the end of the mission, the character may alter the challenge value to reflect the challenge to the character's beliefs or replace them with a new value that represents some other aspect of the character's beliefs. In either case, the new value cannot be used freely. Directives can be challenged in the same way as values, but instead of crossing out the directive out, the character who challenged the directive would make a note that they have challenged the directive. This is likely to have consequences later, as described on page 142, which means you get a complication.
Yeah, perhaps, but I think what the captain's going for is
He
on
doesn't want to cross out the value. The captain doesn't.
No, I'm saying page 232, player's guide. You have two options when you tap it negatively. There's the one option that you said, you cross it out. The other option is you decide, you and the game master create a complication which applies to your character immediately. The complication should make the action you're undertaking more difficult or prevent you from taking a particular course of action entirely or compel you to take a specific course of action you might not have taken otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either cross it out or create a complication from it. But I'm also happy to just cross it out. That's what you like. I don't know the core book. I think there is some sort of example or something given of like
That's what the
the,
core book says. I just read you what the challenge value said in the core book.
what I'm also saying is there's somewhere else in there that suggests that the value can be tapped in a way that's like, oh, Captain Archer hates the whoever he fought in season 3. It's one difficulty harder to negotiate with them. That's the complication you can tap in exchange for a determination point. You don't necessarily just cross it out.
Hmm.
But I'm willing to go with what you just said. I don't mind crossing it out either. That's honestly easier. That's honestly less of a price for me to pay.
In the core book, I can give you point determination, but there's a complication attached to it. That's that, but I'm not wanting to give you. I'm not giving you a value or a determination for this.
Okay, so can I cross it out instead?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. I'll do that. And I get a determination point, and then I spend the determination point citing the mission directive.
And that
Yeah.
gives you the success you need to be successful in this, right? That's the idea.
It just gives me a reroll.
Yeah,
Or gives
just
you
a
a
reroll.
reroll. Okay.
Sound good,
Yeah, that's fine.
GM? Alright. 4. Focus. That's more interesting, honestly.
That actually gives you kind of what you were asking
Right.
for.
Yeah.
Right?
You somehow we did a roundabout exactly what you wanted. Yeah.
That's funny.
It just narratively wanted it to happen. That was the dice letting you know.
He kind of mumbles. He comes with me. Combat will be momentarily paused, so. But
GM, just outside is he comes with me? Is that the complication?
yes,
Is
that's
that
the
kind of
complication.
Got it?
I like
Got
it.
it.
I like it.
Captain, what he's basically asking for is that we turn this guy over to the Ferengi. You know what the Ferengi will do to him?
They have a right to take custody over him for now, but he is still an independent citizen. I expect, Damon Grell, you'd allow a fair representation on his behalf.
He'll be subject to Ferengi law.
Will you take him to Ferenginar?
So, Captain, you can't let him take me.
I want to read his mind. I want to read Zarek's mind, like fully outright. I need to know why he attacked the Ferengi. Like, what was
Service
this?
thoughts is, he's in a state of panic. He obviously he's fearful for his life.
Did he attack the Ferengi just to keep his money?
More like
I'd like
he's
to do
afraid for his life, not so much
I'd like to-
about the money.
Okay.
I'd like to do something with what the captain was just suggesting. Marlo crosses over and says to him, "You want to spill the beans now? Otherwise, you're going to be going back with the Ferengi."
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yep.
Why'd you take a shot at us? What happened here? Talk.
He fabricated the whole thing. It's all a lie. The debt, it's a lie. Captain, please.
What was a lie? What was fabricated?
The debt. He's fabricated the money amount.
Marlo looks back at the captain and says, "That sounds like a violation of the contract, Captain."
It sounds like there's far too many questions that violence can answer here, Damon. Let's lower our weapons Let's bring Mr. Zarek to the governor and get this straightened out peacefully.
He's not going to make a deal, Captain. He won't rescind on the debt. I try to negotiate with him. He won't do it.
Damon, we are at an impasse here. I implore you to use reason.
Marlowe crosses back over with the captain and he says to Damon, think of what the captain offered you earlier in the governor's office, Damon. Trade and additional profit and business with her homeworld. There's still money to be made there. This doesn't have to be the mess that it is right now.
I am no simple Captain Damon. I am daughter of the 8th House, Duchess of the Dawn Islands, and steward of the sacred scrolls of Aphos. I am no mere colony governor. If you want business, you have no better partner than I.
Somebody play the Jeopardy theme.
Right.
Yet you work for Starfleet. Trinkets
My mother
and
is matriarch.
textiles.
I am heir to her position when the time comes.
You offer me no guarantees on this business deal, Captain.
That's how
Only
you know I'm not
promises.
lying to you. Tell me, Damon, what is more profitable to you? The blood of Mr. Zarek? Or a potential business arrangement with me?
Come on now, even a Ferengi female could see the profit in that deal.
If your character's still on top of him saying that,
Yeah.
Character says that.
Again, Tellarite. Where he's from, that's polite conversation.
Ah. He puts his weapons away and goes, Internal profits, 3 to beam up. And they beam up.
What do you want me to do with this idiot, Captain?
I go put him in cuffs, grab his gun.
I'm going to take his weapon from him.
Yeah.
You should say thank you, buddy. The captain just saved your life. You know what Ferengi do to people who renege on agreements?
More like extorting. But
That's
yeah,
not how
I'm
they
aware.
see it. I tossed the weapon to Commander Cavall.
Was it set to kill?
He just grabbed it, so he didn't have time to set it. I'll just roll a dice. It was set to kill.
Oh, dear.
Captain, the colonists here have to have their own form of justice and their own justice systems. I would recommend we turn them over to them.
I would agree.
Maybe it could involve confiscating all these goods here. Then the colony could probably pay down their debt considerably.
That's a good point.
All that's in there is latinum. He's like, what does it matter? Damon Grell took everything I had anyway. All my business dealings.
He didn't take your life, and that's what he was going to take had we not intervened here.
Yeah, well, I had everything under control until you showed up.
Now you get a cushy life.
Control.
You get a cushy life in a Federation penal colony, Pinkskin.
Sure about
I
that.
think Mr. Zarek gets the picture, gentlemen. Mr. Zarek, please. Now that he doesn't have you seem quite concerned about Daemon. Now that he doesn't have your life, what else do you think he might take?
He took all my business. I played along because he assured me that I'll get paid. I tried to negotiate with him about the deal to forego the debt before you guys showed up.
And
The thing was already
something just
dicey
fell.
anyway. He's gonna shoot me anyway. Cover his tracks.
I need to read his mind. And while I'm doing that,
Oh,
I'm
he's being
like,
truthful on that. Are you gonna? You wanting to probe his mind?
no, it's fine. If surface thoughts are enough. So I just got distracted because something fell in my room. Um, uh, well, as Mr. Garrel said, you'll be speaking with the governor, and perhaps you'll be safe in a nice, cushy Federation penal colony. But until then, it would be most helpful, Mr. Garrick, if you help paint a better picture of what of the situation that you yourself have chosen to create, have helped to create. Why is this Ferengi so damned irate? What does he... Do you think he'll do anything else?
No. The the gig is up. Last thing he wants is blowback with the Ferengi Alliance. It's the whole
Then I
reason
hope
why
you're
he
right.
was acting this way.
So you think he's just going to leave?
He'll leave.
He won't return to the colony to collect some other sort of fabricated debt?
He kind of motions on the shelf. The pad. There's all the evidence you need. And you can take that to the Ferengi Alliance. It's in the cargo container.
Go take a peek.
Yeah, it's a ledger, and it shows the accurate count. Like an accurate count, like it's a far
Gotcha.
less volume,
Sure.
platinum amount.
Captain, this means that the colonists could renegotiate or even just make the contract with the Ferengi null and void. The Ferengi Alliance weren't even part of this. This was just with them, with that Ferengi marauder.
Yeah. If I were you, Captain, I wouldn't do any business with him.
You wouldn't need to tell me twice, Mr. Zarek. Let's show this to the governor and be done with this.
We should take him to the governor as well, sir.
Of course.
Come on, you.
Yeah. So back to the penthouse.
Uh-huh.
Well, governor's office.
Hey, Doc is back.
How are things going, Doctor? Doctor, wait!
You arrive back at the office, and that's weird.
Governor, we got a confession, and we have evidence that shows that the Ferengi and your friend here were not negotiating in good faith.
Should be everything that you need to know where allegiances lie.
And you're not going to be under the boot of the Ferengi Marauder anymore. Or at least you shouldn't be.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, can we?
Planetary
Okay.
sensors detected they left
Oh.
orbit.
That was going to be my next question. Can we ask the Navajo if they're still there? Yup. All right.
She looks at the pad and she kind of frowns. If you don't mind, Captain, I will ask for an independent council, and send word to the Ferengi Alliance.
I think it's long overdue that you do so, Governor.
As for, well, Mr. Zark there, I will have security taken into custody. He'll be tried for his crimes: extortion, bribery. I think that sounds fitting.
Better the colonists than the Ferengi, buddy.
While we have you here, there's the issue of the future of your colony's safety and protection. I'm sure that this whole ordeal has been taxing for your stress. Working more closely with the Federation in the future could provide your colony with much needed security and consistency.
And we can provide specialists if you need your equipment fixed.
That will be discussion for the Planetary Council.
I know you value your independence, Governor, but at the very least, would you allow the Navajo to remain in orbit and ensure everything goes well, at least until we receive further orders from Starfleet?
I welcome any assistance you offer, Captain.
Very good.
Oh, by the way, Garel, nice tackle.
Thank you.
That was good. You did it very, very well. Good textbook tackle. Very nice.
The human made it easy.
Very good low center of gravity there.
But yeah, security, like her security, personal security force comes in and they just escort them, out.
Get him out of here.
Where do you guys go to next, or do?
Navajo to Captain Knox.
Nox here, Commander. Go ahead.
Captain, the Ferengi Marauder has left orbit rather unexpectedly.
Unexpected is the right word, indeed. We'll fill you in once we return. And I believe we're all ready to do so. Could you let Transporter Room 3 know?
Acknowledged. Transporter Room 3, please beam landing party back to the ship.
Governor, good evening.
With your permission, Captain, I'll head back to my shuttle and get back to that work.
Of course, Mr. Corral.
I'll remain with the team on the ground to assist them with the medical distribution.
Too late, you're beaming up.
Wait!
No, wait.
If there's anything else, I think we'll bring the episode to a close.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Cue the music.
Ba, ba, ba.
Written by, directed by,
Right. Yeah. Acted
executive
by.
producer.
Yeah.
Well, sure, I'll cue some music here, but